Okay, probability of selecting a male. Well, how many males are there? There are 18 and 24, so altogether there are 42. How many females are there, just out of curiosity? 48. That brings our total number to 90. See, a really good statistician would have made the total number 100 and would have made for easy decimals. You got a crappy one, my bad. Probability of a male. Probability of a male is going to be 42 out of 90. 42 out of 90. Okay. Now, again, you could reduce this if you wanted to. I think you can divide each of those by 6 and you would get 7 over 15. Okay. I want to show you how to reduce easily on your calculator. Some of you don't know how to do that. Your calculator actually has a button that reduces fractions for you. I don't know if you realize that or not. Yeah, it does.
I don't know that because it's the first time I've ever used
Okay.
Instead of dividing each number all the time.
So yeah, I mean, some of you when you have to reduce, you know reducing is not too good for you. So if you want to reduce fractions, just go like this: 42 divided by 90. Press enter. That reduces it to a decimal.
Oh, you do that. Yeah, it did.
Hit math, frac. That'll take that decimal and convert it back to a fraction. The good news for you is math, frac.
Okay.
The good news for you is it converts it to a fraction that's been reduced.
Where do you hit mode?
No, just hit enter.
Okay. There.
Okay? So if you ever have to reduce a fraction, you don't know how to do it. Say like you have 2 over 4 and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so stressful.
Wow.
Hit enter. Math, frac. Enter again. And you'll get 1/2. You never know. Okay? But the good news is now you know how to do it if you have to. Because again, I mean, I'm half kidding, half being serious. You know some of you are not very good at reducing fractions. Like 2/4 you could handle. 42 over 90, you should never go like this. 21 over 45. Yeah, we're good. Okay. All right. Again, I'm not making fun of anybody. I'm just stating the fact. Okay? If the truth hurts, it hurts. All right. Probability of getting the female. So how'd you guys do? All right. So far, so good. Probability of getting the female. Probability of getting the female will be 48 over 90. And you're rolling along. Probability of getting yes. How many people said yes? 34. So the probability you get somebody who said yes, 34 over 90. Again, all of these fractions can be reduced. Okay? Now, yes, and I'm not reducing them. There's actually a reason why I'm not going to reduce them. I want you to see something later on. Probability of getting yes and male. Now, this is where it starts getting confusing for people. It's got to be yes and it's got to be a male. So as you look at this chart, which of these is yes and a male? This one. That's the only one that's yes and male. This one over here, this one is a male, but they said no. So that's not what we want. We want yes and a male. Okay? So, what are we going to do? We're going to switch markers and say it's 18 out of 90. All you got to do is get 2 out of the next 3. And you guys are golden. All right, probability of no or female. Probability of no or female. Now, this one's a little bit different because here it doesn't have to be no, and it doesn't have to be female. It's just got to be one or the other, but not necessarily both. So, as you look at this, How many people said no? Well, that's 56, right?
Yeah.
Now, if it's not one of those 56, who else could it be? It could also be these 16 here. So that's 56 plus 16 is 72. So this is 72 over 90. Now, if you make the mistake, and some people will make this mistake, if you make the mistake and you do this, no. How many people said no? 56. How many females are there? 48. What happens there is, what have you done? You've done this one. You've done this one. But what have you really done?
You added 32 again.
Counted those people twice. So what do you have to do? Subtract that group out. Okay? That's kind of the long way to do it. More mathematical, if you will. Okay? Probability of no or male is, no is 56 and 18 is 74. You didn't see that? Okay. How you doing so far? Oh, you've got them all right so far. Yes and female. Yes and female. So how many people said yes and are female? That's this group. And therefore, the answer is 16 out of 90. All right, any questions on that? Continuing now with H, I, and J. This, probability of male given yes. When you see this, the yes has to go underneath. How many people said yes? We just did this one. There was 34 people who said yes. Now, looking exclusively at the 34 people who chose yes, looking only at these people, how many of them are male? How many of them are male? 18, clearly. That cleared it right up. 18, perfect. All right, how many people said no? How many people said no? 56 people said no. Out of those 56, and only those 56. Looking only at those 56, how many people said, how many of them were females? 32, there you go. Okay. Now, how many males do we have altogether? That number goes to the bottom. There are 42 males. Out of those 42 males, how many of them said no? 24. And again, you can reduce all those fractions. Which four? This one? Perfect. All right, any questions on that?